right. So this one, highly anticipated by some, and that is Paranormal Activity: Next of Kin from director William Eubank, and of course based on the original Oren Peli Paranormal Activity, which there is, by the way, a documentary up on Paranormal Activity
which is fucking fantastic. But
on Paramount Plus, yeah,
and you can watch it before the Next of Kin if you really need to.
So he's not in the chat right now, but we do have a listener, friend of the show, fellow podcaster that is connected to the franchise. Jess Graham. He shot some of those famous reaction, crowd reaction trailers and everything.
For which movie?
Don't quote me on it, but I want to say it might have been the first one, and then he might have worked on a couple. Jess, if you listen to this, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I couldn't remember which ones, but I think he worked on a couple. He's talked about it before. Cable Channel 11, shout out to his podcast. All right, so Paranormal Activity: Next of Kin. Margot, a young woman who is abandoned by her mother as a baby, travels to a secluded Amish community with a documentary film crew seeking answers about her mother and extended family. All right, so kicking it off with the good first. I really did like the setting of putting this in Amish country, which I thought was kind of cool. Pennsylvania. What was that? I missed it.
Amish.
Oh. Yeah. I thought that was a cool setting. I've spent a little time in Pennsylvania, and I used to go to like the Amish markets. Always blew my mind though when I'd see like an Amish dude like on a motorcycle or like I don't know.
And it's not Rumspringa?
Yeah, the one I went to, they must not have been like super strict. Oh, they still wore the gear, but yeah, not super strict, I guess. It was always weird. So yeah, the setting was good. The rest of the movie, I don't know. It's not the style of the original Paranormal Activity, first of all.
I don't even think it needed to be named Paranormal Activity.
No, it
at
really,
all.
Well, it did to get, I guess, to get
eyes on it. Sure.
Yeah, eyes on it. This one thing that this suffers from, and it's tough with found footage. There are definitely moments where that fucking camera would be gone.
Yeah, then we get no movie.
Oh, I understand that, but that is, I can only forgive that to a degree. There have been some that have managed ways to make it work where you could understand why. This one, not at all. There is some cool shit to be had here. I thought the finale was very lively. There was some, I mean, it could have been better, but the idea of it, not to give too much away, but all hell breaks loose, and we get a fairly action-packed finale. Was it worth the journey to get there? Not for me, but again, I might be in the minority because I do think some people will really like this. It's not my least favorite Paranormal Activity movie.
Which is that?
It's been a while, so I can't tell you for sure. One of the sequels,
it's
they all kind of bleed.
It's 4. It has to be 4.
Ones? Is that Mark?
Mark ones is cool.
Yeah,
I can't stand Paranormal Activity 4. I think it fucking sucks.
Yeah,
it's the one with all the witches pop up at the end.
Paranormal Activity in the barrio. Yeah. That's the best one.
That one fucking rules. I'm actually a big fan of the whole franchise, even with I don't really revisit them. Which
a lot of people are.
Yeah, but I was there at the first one I saw before it got all huge, and I went to every premiere except the what's the Mark one? Except one. Yeah, and this one. Okay, so 2 now. Either way, like they treat you well. They give you free food. They give you DVDs and Blu-rays. Katie was there, and she's gorgeous. And I missed her in this one, but whatever. So this one though, like I said earlier, doesn't really need to be called Paranormal Activity. Other than that, I actually really do like this. I think it's pretty cool. I forgive all the camera stuff being on. That shit didn't bother me. I do like the fact that they have their own TJ Miller out of Cloverfield with the sound guy. He was fucking hilarious. Yeah, I loved where it went, and it was cool.
Yeah, just the journey though. It could have been.
I was in it enough, but it also because like I used to watch that show Breaking Amish, so I'm like, this is cool. It feels familiar. And then when we get the big old bullshit, I was like, this is actually extra cool. I just wish it wasn't a paranormal. It didn't have paranormal because I may rate it higher if it was its own thing. Because then it seems kind of unique.
Did the humor hurt you at all? Because I mean,
no.
I thought some of it was kind of stupid. Like the one girl bringing up TikTok, which doesn't really make sense considering where certain things go. It just, I don't know. It was just more crazy.
That the slapping of the horse, the jokes. Like, yeah, the TJ Miller character killed it for me. They were very accepting of an interracial couple at this Amish community, so they're pretty progressive. But yeah, I think it's fun if you like. I can't really say if you like Paranormal Activity movies because I said it doesn't really need to be. But yeah, if you like that style, I definitely think it's worth checking out. If you're already subscribed to Paramount Plus, by all means, press play and enjoy yourself. But that documentary, mandatory viewing. Shit ruled.
Yeah, I did it. I didn't get to finish it, but I kind of started that and I didn't have time, so I had to switch back over to this. But yeah, I don't know. This is just one like eliminate the goddamn humor. It didn't need it. It was just like a couple of goofy jokes that kind of distracted from any atmosphere. That comes into it a little bit later. Like I said, the finale is pretty strong. I'll give it that.
But when you hang out with people like we do, like we always crack those little jokes, and they don't always land. But that shit doesn't bother me. It's supposed to be real, and that felt a little real.
All right. What about you, Todd?
Now where do I land on this one? I didn't hate it. I totally agree. Should not have been called Paranormal Activity. But even then, if it wasn't, I still wouldn't have loved it. It's the first one that like literally has nothing to do with the franchise, like kind of already said. And I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to the other thing instead of what we got. So
it was meant to be theatrical too. The pandemic. This was one of the
This one makes sense though to watch at home. This did not need a theatrical at all.
I think it would have got a lot. I don't know how much hate it's getting yet. I'm sure it's not being loved, but I think it would be really. I don't want to say Halloween Kills level hate, but it would be up there. I think if people paid for it.
Yeah, and I think this one will be split. I think this will have its fans because there are moments of tension, and I actually would have liked a little bit more there towards the end when the shit was hitting the fan, because then I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool.
I hope we get a sequel to this one. I really do, but like Next of Kin 2, not like Paranormal 8 or 9, whatever the fuck it is.
I wouldn't be shocked if this like kind of becomes Paramount Plus's like one of their big franchises, and they just keep going and going.
Every October, just give me one. Fucking rad.
That'd be good.
Hey, there's big fans of this franchise. I would call myself a big fan, unfortunately, but
plus size fan.
No. Plus size. There you go. I do like.
You sure it's coming soon?
I like the original. Again, it was one of those things where people were really jizzing on that one hard, and I just was like, I was like, yeah, it's good. I don't think I could do a better job with that.
Oren fucking nailed it. That whole people fucking rule. The Daily Ghost chasing the folk horror fad, in a sense, was pretty lame in my opinion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot in that camp. There's a lot better folk horror out there, though, for sure. CA20.
Well, that's funny considering we're going from one fad. We're combining two fads because that's the found footage fad.
That's yeah. Well, shall we rate it?
Yeah. I think with this, if you ask people, it's going to be all over the map. I'm a 2.5. It certainly has its moments. It's just this might be just the case where I'm just not necessarily the target audience. But yeah, it's a 2.5. If you like most of the other films, if you like 4, which I sounds like was the one that I really thought was garbage.
Fucking terrible.
What was that ending? It's all to do with that ending, though.
Yeah.
I
So,
was legit pissed.
2.5.
Like, I felt anyway. When we do the franchise show, I'll fucking do it then. But it was this one for me, 4 out of 5. I actually really liked it.
Ooh.
I probably would have rated it higher if it actually tied into the rest of the paranormals.
Well, me and Kruger are on the same rating too. We're both 3 out of 5.
Okay, finale probably. Yeah, I would bet that'd be a lot lower if it weren't for that last act for Kruger. I'm assuming. So all right, Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. Now that you check it out on
Ooh, that's a
Paramount
good
Plus.
question. Todd, can you bring up Daily Ghost question before we move on? Daily Ghost, which original do you think has held up better over the years, Blair Witch or Paranormal?
I'm assuming we're just going off the
first
first
one?
film.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would go Paranormal as well. Although I do love both.
Let's be real. One of them created a genre. This is the Halloween argument.
Well,
'Cause there
neither
was
created a genre.
What?
If you want to get specific.
No.
neither.
See, this is the Halloween argument. Halloween created the slasher genre, but it wasn't the first. This is the same thing. Paranormal started it. People like to give Blair Witch credit too.
It launched, the imitation.
Because people it didn't start a genre. Blair Witch just made a bunch of Blair Witch copycats. Paranormal Activity actually created,
not even copycats, parodies. You had like
no, there
bogus
wasn't there.
Witch pop.
Yeah, there was a ton of copycats though too.
Why do you think that is that we didn't get more direct like knockoffs of Blair Witch? I always thought that was strange because after Paranormal Activity, it was like boom every week. But
technology had advanced enough where everyone could do it. In the Blair Witch days, you still had to have a video camera and film. I think that's the big difference. Once Paranormal Activity hit, it created a genre because anyone could shoot it because everyone had a phone.
Yeah,
and I think that's
why we got 10,000 Paranormal Activity knockoffs. No, I get that. Yeah. I think the story behind Blair Witch is more interesting than the film itself, which I do like the film.
I'm a Blair Witch 2 guy, unapologetic.
In fact, I don't know if it's that wall, but there's somewhere up there. There's the Blair Witch cast. It's probably hard to make it out, but
I thought they all died.
Yeah, I don't know.
And trivia
Kayfabe.
fact: if you guys remember, recently I told the story about me being having a little too much in the movie theater and someone shining a laser pointer on me, me threatening the theater. It was when we were about to watch Blair Witch.
Oh, okay.
So
that used to happen a lot more often. And yeah,
that's another fad that died.
Commit murder. But
I had the one that had the mud flap girl. I fucking loved it. I didn't bring it to the theater though. They had way too much respect for movies.
There basically exists just to torture cats and moviegoers. That's it. But
you still have to see Don't Fuck with Cats, Dan. Skip the first episode, pussy.
Paranormal Activity, I would probably grant you is probably the better movie. But I don't know. I might prefer Blair Witch, but Paranormal Activity, I'm going to go with is the better movie. It seems to scare people more now. Blair Witch scared people then, but I don't know. Paranormal Activity, you won't hear. So there we go.
Fear of the unknown.
I like Book of Shadows though a lot. I don't know.
That's what I said. I'm part 2 over the first one. Book of Shadows is fucking awesome.
I have to revisit because I don't remember liking Book of Shadows that much. I thought it was just okay.
But Dan just had a boner for the goth girl, so if we took her out,
I did. I definitely did. I'll admit it. But
much better than that other one that looks like a skeleton now.
Fuck you, Todd. First of all,
I felt the hate in that one.
Yeah, she looks great. You just don't like exotic looks. You're like blonde hair, blue eyes.
Exotic.
I said
exotic looks. She's a beautiful woman.
Do you know what that? I don't think you know what that word means.
Yes, she doesn't look like every other girl.
Because she's a fucking skeleton now.
She's not a skeleton.
She's a corpse, Dan.
Not a corpse. You were exaggerating. I think she looks great.
Todd, you want to pull up a photo of this fucking
He's
walking mummy?
gonna grab something.
Oh, he's gonna find the worst photo
She
out there.
plays a mousy character in what was it, Trespassers, or that whatever that crappy movie was. Well,
So she went
that
meth
was
and
one of
started
her
smoking
better-
meth for it.
That was one of her better looks right now.
She looked good, so she still looks good. So, anyways, shut the fuck up, Todd.
Enjoy your skeleton.
Did we rate this fucking thing? Yeah, we did. Never mind. You got me
What
all
movie are we
angry.
talking about now?
now.